For this speech, I will be accepting an award on behalf of my sister. If I were to ask you right now who the most influential person in your life is, who would you think of? Maybe a parent or a teacher? Maybe even for some, an author? For me, this person is my sister. I am here to share some of the positive impacts that my sister has had on me, and I want to thank my sister for everything that she has done and hopefully impact you, the audience, as well through stories of my sister, pushing me to be a good and kind hearted person. So, what is the first lesson that my sister has taught me? The first skill or mindset that I can attribute to my sister Allison is toughness. When my sister and I were younger, we would sit and watch TV a lot. We would sit in our four-walled living room with two solid rock prison beds for couches, and in the middle, atop a sturdy table, sat the Holy Grail, the remote. On days that I wanted my shows on, I would have to muscle up the courage to reach for said remote. On those days, the four-walled room would transform into a boxing ring. It was Ali vs. Foreman, Rumble in the Jungle. Every time I even thought about changing the channel in my house. Except the fight was between two elementary school kids, and it was never even close. My sister would kick my butt every time. The remote was always at the tip of my fingers, yet I was never able to possess its full power. It was in the Infinity Gauntlet for my house. It was the Infinity Gauntlet for my household, but my sister taught me if you wanted the remote, you would have to go through hell to get it. My sister taught me that if I wanted something in life, there would always be people and obstacles in the way. But if I fought hard, I would at least have a better chance at it. Now, moving on to my second point, the second ideology that Allison taught me is to never be complacent. Like I said before, we watched TV a lot when we were kids. Every Saturday in the fall, we would put on Rutgers football. There was no debate or fight about that. Well, one of these Saturdays, poor me let a few words slip. I told my sister that I wanted to play football at Rutgers one day. My sister immediately popped up and dragged me outside. She gave me calisthenic workouts to do every day for 3 weeks. And after I did that for 3 weeks, she went to the doors of multiple neighbors and had me compete against random kids I'd never met before in skills competitions. This was all around the time that I was about 5 or 6 years old. It seems a bit extreme, but my sister just really wanted to see me get to play at Rutgers. She wanted to see me accomplish my dreams. It didn't pan out that way, but she taught me something valuable. My sister taught me that if I had goals, I also had to plan and work my butt off to accomplish them. Lastly, my sister taught me to stand up for others, even when it's most difficult. We would see our relatives about once a month and always have a large feast for dinner where everyone would sit at one table. Conversation was always more for adults at one end of the table, as us kids usually just threw our food at each other at the other end. However, one of these dinners, a relative was gossiping, disrespecting others at the other end of the table. In front of my entire family, my sister stood up and called them out on their statement. In a room where there were many onlookers and where her opinions were not as valued since she was younger at the time, my sister stood up for herself and for her values as well as others. She would not tolerate other people's names being slandered. My sister taught me that no matter who it is or what situation you are in, if someone is doing something immoral, you stand up to them. Now, I'm sure many of you grew up with older brothers or sisters, so what is so important about mine? Well, I'm lucky enough to be blessed with one of the good ones. I'm confident that my sister is always there for me, and she will be my role model until the day I die. I've learned a lot from my sister over the years, but I wanted to share with all of you some stories so you may learn from her as well. From my sister, I have learned to be tough, to strive for my dreams, and to always stand up for what is right. Unfortunately, she is under the weather, but I think if she were able to make it tonight and accept this award, she would rather you learn these lessons rather than praising her. Thank you.